Alright, welcome back, Pokemon GO players, to another episode of the Purified Podcast. Today is May 12th, 2025. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris.
Yo.
I can't go any higher.
Yo. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. It's been a good week. Over here in Florida, trying to stay dry, getting some rain.
Yeah,
it's nice. Yeah,
trust me. I oh my god, yesterday was a mess for me. But you know, I didn't want to tell you until now, but that's because everybody else should know, I guess. Yeah, it's been less than a week for us since we last podcasted, mostly because and the episode last week I actually went a little bit late to actually release it because I was like just too tired to even open up my computer to edit. But I finally did. So if you guys want to listen to the last podcast, I mean, it's still up. It's up forever, I guess. But yeah, we want a podcast. There's things to talk about, and I'm sure people are really want to get our opinion on things. I remember actually seeing the stats on the website, and we got like 99 countries listening to us. I mean, it's not like it's a huge, because it's like maybe one person in like another side of the world or something that listens to us. But hey, it's one more person that we need, right? So thank you so much for listening. Anybody who's I could probably pull it up.
Yeah, that's a crazy variety. That's very cool.
Let me see if I can get. Yeah. Log in. Don't worry, you guys gonna see my login or anything. That'd be crazy. We have a slow episode today, so I mean that's why I'm just like stalling some time, you guys. So you guys are loving it, right? You gotta love it, right? You gotta love it. Okay, so where can you see me? The countries or something? Oh, there it is. Locations. All right. So we actually have like 10 downloads in the last week from Asia. Not in Africa, which I don't know. That depends on a lot of different factors. South America, I mean, it's not like I'm speaking Spanish, but if I have people in Asia, I would think that some people in South America listen to us, I guess. We got mostly from United States. We have a lot of from on Oceania. We got like 53 downloads. That's pretty cool. So people are listening to us there. And Europe, like almost 127 downloads there. And I think this is last week or something. What's the craziest country that we have?
Madagascar. No.
Let's see. Just for sakes. Like the weirdest one, I guess, is Taiwan. Or Quechua. We got Quechua listening to us once. That's pretty cool. That's in countries in general. If we want to, let's say, talk in here, a lot of people from New Jersey listen to us. Well, we got a lot of friends in New Jersey too, so I guess that makes sense. But yeah, we got Austria, Singapore. Hey, we're getting lucky somewhere. All right, enough dilly-dallying. We're here once again to talk about Pokemon GO news, updates, and ranting about the game because we love the game just as much as everybody else. Don't forget, we are part of the Pokemon Professor Network. This Purified Podcast episode is brought to you by our Patreon. Everything we do here in the Pokemon Professor Network is powered by our community. You can join our community for supporters and patrons for as little as $1 a month. We offer a range of support tiers, various benefits. All patrons will gain access to our Patreon-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic, wonderful people. Yes, so make sure you check us out at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor. If you want to become a executive producer, we would greatly appreciate it. It helps out a lot. Really, it all goes into the podcast. Just making sure that we can pay the lights for the podcast, even though I am paying for lights anyways, but that doesn't make a difference. So, but it helps out a lot. Anyways. All right, so 6 days of worth of Pokemon GO, and we had a couple of events happening, including the new Crown Jewel? I mean, what's the name of the event actually?
Oh my gosh.
Crown Clash. There we go. I knew
Yes.
I knew it was Sunset's Crown in its potential. And we also had Palmy Community Day, brand new shiny, which a lot of people are loving. I'm not saying PvP wise, but you know. I think just in general, I think we had like almost like a week of an off week since. So it was pretty nice. So what you got, Chris?
Yeah, it's been a fun week. I saw a few shinies run on the Go Plus, and that was not so fun to see. Uh, but the stuff that I did get was a Hondo Galamiao and just a few Pommy for Pommy Community Day. So 3 shiny Pommies, took it pretty easy, but very happy to have 3. And other than that, just a lot of extra large and extra small Pokemon.
From the growing up event, yeah.
Prior event, yeah. I will say I did not see any extra large or extra small Magikarp that whole event.
I didn't either. And you know what?
I was looking.
Everybody from like other networks are also said the same thing. Like
Okay.
they could
So
not
yeah, I
find
think they forgot to turn them off.
Probably. I mean, at this point, I think Niantic just messed up on the Magikarp. Unless they really want to be like, oh no, you guys are gonna get like so many, you're gonna get that badge on in like a minute.
Yeah, I wouldn't care if it didn't have the badge, but or the medal. So because we have that fisherman medal, that's the only reason I was really paying attention to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, really cool to be able to evolve those 400 candy Pokemon. I know I met with a few newer players that were very excited to evolve their first Whale Lord and Gyarados, and I reminded them, hey, that's one of the best megas. So very, very cool. I definitely think those kinds of events are ones that we need here and there for the newer players. I know we got everything, but it is always good to remember there's players from all over.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. I mean, it's always nice when we see somebody who's either coming back to the game or just starting up the game after a while to actually be excited for shinies that they just haven't gotten, or evolutions that then it was difficult at the time back in the day. I mean, Magikarp Candy was scarce back in the day, and to be able to even evolve one Gyarados was almost insane. Of course, just like Chris mentioned, we got years of this, so we got probably all the candy in the world. Doesn't matter what we do with it. But still, it's nice to see that there's players out there that are still feeling the joy of a first Gyarados, a first Whaler, a first shiny Magikarp, if anything. Drowsy power is amazing today. Anyways, we got a few Hondos here. I actually started with I evolved this in stream last time. Mousehole. So I got the Hondo Mousehole there. I did Tapu Fini Raid Day or Raid Hour, and I got a Hondo, so that one's good too.
That's a really good one.
I wish it would have been the Shando, but I saw the numbers and I didn't know it was a Hondo until I checked it. So that was actually a pretty nice surprise at that point. Then I got a Hondo Litleo. I believe this was a hatch. No, this was caught in the wild.
Male or female?
Female.
Okay, still cool.
Yeah. Then I hatched a Hondo Inkay from the 5-kilometer eggs, so why not, right? Actually, I don't think anybody knows like what you need to do to evolve a Inkay. I know we have mentioned it in the podcast, but I don't think anybody has seen this. So you can see if we try to click on the evolution, it says special evolution. You need some help to be able to evolve this into
and
Inkay.
It says like question mark or
so
something.
I'm holding my phone up right now for anybody in the video viewers on YouTube or whatever. So this is all you gotta do. You see that thing popped up. So there you go. There's the evolution going. I can turn it back up now. So that's all it needs to be. That literally, you just turn your phone upside down and people are gonna be like, oh, I didn't know I can evolve this way. How do you evolve it? That's how you do it, brother. So now I got a Hondo Malamar. That's gonna be interesting. How big does it get? 2667, not bad. I could just get it to 2500. I think it'll be fine. 2495 for a Hondo. I know the IBs sometimes don't matter in Ultra League and all that stuff, but
Nah, it's more about the Pokemon than anything else, really.
yeah.
That's why, people were using Bastiodons that were like 2,000, 2,200 for the longest time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's how it works. Also, I see Mr. Chris get a Baja Blast.
Yeah.
Do you have
Baja
like
Blast, Taco hat?
Do you have like the fridge full of Baja Blast in your fridge or something?
We did load up on some more Baja Blast that was at the store. For the longest time, Sam's Club had this is like an advertisement. For the longest time, Sam's Club had the really big packs, but the last time we went, they were out. So we went and grabbed some more at one of the other grocery stores nearby.
Yeah.
And we definitely love them. It's just we're disappointed the big ones are gone now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Moving on to the shinies. I did get a shiny Magikarp from the Grub event, so that's pretty nice in the say the least. I got 2 shiny Litleos female, which I already have the male one too, so don't worry about that. I got 4 shiny Pommies from Community Day. Now, you'll be surprised of why, because I actually wasn't planning to play the entire event. I had let my Go Plus do the most of the work, and I was just gonna either sit and wait for the spawns to go through. I had a little bit of emergency on the day, so everybody's fine, no problem, but we had to take care of a few things, so I actually had to take care of a roof that was leaking, so I had to go all the way up there and put a tar and whatever, which was not fun because my whole body aches now. But I spent at least between the hours of Community Day all the way until like 7 o'clock at night to be able to get this done. So what's up, man? But yeah, so I wasn't able to. The last hour, I barely even I was able to look at my phone, so I was not able to connect my Go Plus or anything. I had that instance running and everything, so I was able to get 2 from the Go Plus, and I think we were doing a couple of drive-bys and things like that, I was able to get 2 more through my my own hand catching at the time. So at least 4 is fine. So you get the complete family. I gotta evolve it at some point. And then today I get a free pass gym from my gym over here. It was a nice little crown shiny. Which one do you think I have?
Nidoking.
Nidoqueen.
Okay.
I like the King better, but hey, I kind of just want to do the raid, and it was a free one, so. And somebody actually in our friend group also got the King too, so it was pretty nice. It is, I mean, when custom shinings like this happen, if I'm able to do it for free, it's always the best feeling instead of having to waste a remote pass or premium passes to say that. Yeah, no, it's like. I'm happy about this. It's like one of the first shiny customs I had really gotten in a while. So now that I think about it, let me
It's
check.
one of the best fitting shinies for sure.
Let me see. What's the one before that? Not including raids, just a bunch of Pikachus. the hat Pikachu with Captain's Hat Pikachu, and then just a bunch of it's the wild ones that you can get in the wild. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I got a few of each in a little regard, but still, not a lot from raids. I try not to do the shiny raid ones if possible, unless it's like out of my way or something at the end of the day. Yeah. So.
Yeah,
but
not remoting all of them. No.
Oh no. Definitely not grinding insanely hard, mostly because my money's gonna go into TCG Pocket these days, anyways. But hey, you gotta love some games sometimes. It's like here and there in the end of the day. Which actually reminds me, I may actually just go ahead and buy the premium Doom the Dark Ages game right now and just play it right now if I have the chance. That'd be hilarious. But no, I'm probably gonna play it like later in the week, so I don't have to spend like the extra $30 just to get the early 2 days or something. It's not worth it. At least not right now. Anyway, so that's that. Again, we are in the Crown Clash event, so as you can see, we have plenty of Pokemons to hunt. Was there a release of a new Pokemon? Oh yeah, King Gambit. King Gambit is out and about and ready. I was only able to do one raid for it so far, so I need 14 more to evolve it.
Oh wow.
They're not easy to find, the raids, actually. I mean, you have to either defeat the dark types or the steel types, and there's always something else, like even the raid boss legendary right now. So I don't know. It's just one of those things in the end of the day. But I'm hopefully able to work on that before I become best buddies with my what's the evolution or the Ponier? Bishop. Bishop. Yeah, Bishop. I don't know. What do you think of the event so far? I mean, I think there's cool stuff out there. I don't know if the spawns are great, but you know.
I think it's definitely got a good variety of the Pokemon between like Slowpoke, Snivy, and all that jazz. So you're not just hunting, all the same type of Pokemon.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff. So I think really anybody has a good chance of getting stuff that they want. So, get out there, get hunting. But, some people are obviously going to get disappointed. Oh, man, Snivy is a community day and I got the shiny. But, I mean, there's worse things that could happen.
That's true. But anyways, it just depends on how you look at it. Oh, hey, Manny with the resubscription again for 13 months. My guy, you're the best. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. All right, well, aside from that, I don't think there's much going on. Again, we don't have any community day stuff that happened. I'm doing the time research. I didn't even pay for the ticket. So I'm just doing whatever time research. And if I get another shiny background one at the end of that, that'd be insane. You'll know about it next week if I do.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so we get into some news here. We got a little bit of news, not too much, but definitely something that we should talk about. And there's gonna be a big discussion at the end of the last one. So I don't know. I'm hoping you prepared there, Chris. We're gonna start with save the dates, community days for the next season. Can you believe it's already been 3 months since the last, or almost 3 months since the season started? That's crazy.
That is crazy, actually.
Well, we are amidst of the middle of the year now too, so man, June is gonna be packed as hell. I don't even know if I'm gonna feel June because of everything that I'm doing. Between Go Fest and just in general, just other things. So it's gonna be crazy. All right, well, save the dates for the next community dates. We are excited to share the next community day dates. It's starting on Saturday, June 21st. Whoa. I wonder what's gonna be. We'll probably know next week. Saturday and Sunday, July 5th and 6th. It's gonna be a community day classic 2-day event. You can pretty much guess what a 2-day event is for, right?
2-day event?
Community Day Classic.
Eevee.
Yeah, I mean, actually, that sounds like the only one that would be. But that's just my guess and your guess. So, Actually, has there ever been any other Pokemon that had a 2-day event?
That's what I'm wondering, because it would have to be something that had like a lot of evolutions, and like Slowpoke is like okay for that.
Yeah, but I mean, even if we had regional variants, we always had at least 1 day for each Pokemon. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was any other shiny that would be like that, but really, Eevee's the only thing I can think off the top of my head.
Sounds like a clear winner regardless, so that's interesting. And anyways, then we have Sunday, July 20. We have another regular community day, so almost back to back at that point. And then Saturday, August 30th, at the end of the month. That's actually a really late community day. Now that I think about it, that's interesting. At that time, Switch 2 comes out, so maybe Legend CA is gonna be like out by then or something,
Possible.
Possible, but it's still. I'm thinking that the Legacy is out for November or something like that. So I got a little bit of time to save out some money. Anyways, community days are not the only thing, just like always. And we have other fun events happening, so save the days for this. Saturday, July 12th, it will be a raid day. Which actually, isn't it Regigigas, like, raid day happening pretty soon?
Yes, the Shadow Regigigas. Is that next week, or is that something else?
I think this is this weekend. I gotta check on the dates now on that.
Yeah, I want to say that's May 17th next week.
17 is this weekend. Or the 12th. It's 5 days from now.
You right. I thought today was Saturday for whatever reason.
What? Well, aren't you lucky? Anyways, Saturday, July 19th, we have a max battle day, so more than likely it's going to be, a Gigantamax form. I'm pretty sure I already know what it is, but that's because of the mines. Saturday and Sunday, July 26th and 27th is going to be Max Battle Weekend. The day before that, though, is not Avengers, but Fantastic Four release date. So I'm catching that before doing anything else. Sorry, I'm super excited for the movies this year. I even went to see the Thunderbolts or the new Avengers, quote unquote, and that was actually pretty fun. Then we got Saturday, August 2nd, a research day. Sunday, August 3rd, we got another max battle day. So, it is another month, so that's interesting. Actually, the research day, I hope that is something interesting because I'm not caring if they do just a repeat chatting at this point. Saturday, August 9th, and we have Hatch Day. Again, please, something relevant. Sunday, August 10th is another raid day. We're almost a month or two in between, so that's not bad. Saturday and Sunday, August 16th and 17th, a Shadow Raid weekend. Oh, Rayquaza, maybe? You wish, right?
Love Rayquaza.
And then Sunday, August 31st is another raid day. Man, we have Community Day and raid day in the same weekend on August. That's crazy. And then, of course, more information to know about June's Community Day and beyond in the probably next week at this point. It wouldn't be surprising if they actually announce it tomorrow. It's like, here's your Dumpler news. Here you go. Niantic being Niantic at its finest. Niantic Cat is actually got to retire soon, so now we got to say Scopeless Cat pretty soon. My man is either tired or just eating at something.
Just taking a look at some Palmies. Sorry.
Oh, yeah? I think you can still able to evolve it, aren't you?
Yes. I'm actually going to use my walk today to help evolve one of them. It's still the 1 kilometer.
I don't think I got anything that's PvP relevant. I already have my hundo, so... But I'll probably work on that at some other point. Again, just not a chance to really worry about it this weekend. Just for everything that happened. Yeah. Oh, hey, hold on. What's that? No, never mind. I thought it was good. All right. Well, I'm not going to give them too much. Are we excited for this dates? I don't know, because we don't know what it is yet, aside from what it actually mentioned. So there's not even no point of actually knowing. I don't know. Speculations can be said, but I'm pretty sure we'll know this by some point in the next week or something in the end of the day. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'll leave the best for you right here. How about we talk about what Paris is doing again?
Ooh. Well. Oh, yeah. I heard a little bit about this. Say yes to love. Pokemon Go Fest 2025 Paris brings an opportunity to get engaged in the City of Love this summer. Trainers, with Pokemon Go Fest 2025, Paris is taking place in the City of Love from June 13th to June 15th. This could be a memorable moment for your engagement proposal. Pokemon Go would like to help play a role in the love stories of a handful of interested trainers by facilitating an unforgettable engagement. The more I read about this, I'm just getting reminded to a few of the Go Fests in the past where people went to the Eevee or Pikachu meet and greet and they proposed.
Right? Yeah,
Uh,
I seen a few of them already too. So
yeah, they
actually,
say,
every time we're at Go Fest, it happens. Like somebody's like
yeah,
going to the garden biome or something, and then all of a sudden I see somebody proposing. I'm like, all right, that makes sense.
it's cool, but at the same time, I'm almost wondering like, what if like their significant others like, can we do this later? I'm trying to get the shiny.
It's like you're saying yes. Okay, let's go get that Kirim or something. It's like,
Yeah. I said yes already. Come
all
on,
right, let's go, let's go.
let's get a move on.
And I lost Chris already, so why not? Oh my god.
In a myriad of ways every year, including trainers expressing their dedication to their loved ones in special ways after last year's successful proposal experience, when 10 lucky love-struck couples said yes with Pikachu and Eevee mascots as their witnesses. We are thrilled to announce the return of our engagement opportunity at Pokemon Go Fest 2025 Paris. Make your adventures.
Now I'm saying that one thing's for sure. I mean, yeah, I've seen people confess or propose at the Go Fests in the ones that I've been to. Paris is actually a really good spot for confession. So that's definitely something that you should take a. I mean, it's Paris. What do you expect? It's like Eiffel Tower shit and all that. So
It's a very rememberable place.
I mean,
I
we're
will
talking like Gen
say-
C is like overrated or something.
Yeah, for me, it's more about having the Pokemon aspect of it, because something that's important to you and your significant other. I feel like.
Says the man who got married at Taco Bell.
Yeah, I asked her to marry me though at Universal, which is very important to both of us.
I mean, I can't say no since I never proposed, so
And Taco Bell's very important.
Yeah. So
Hence
I mean,
the Baja Blast.
you got that too. I mean, you guys are like fanatic of Universal Halloween or Halloween nights and whatever.
HHN.
Yeah. It's like a commodity at this point. I don't know if you even have time this year for that, but we'll see. Anyways, not gonna get too much into this for sure. There's more information about how to add on and everything. It's gonna be, I don't know how well you can hide it, that if you're ever gonna go to propose in an event like that and things like that, you really have to know how to sneakily make sure that your partner doesn't know at that point, because your partner is over there too to play Pokemon Go. So.
Yeah, and you got to think like they're keeping up to date with a lot of the Pokemon Go news too that has to do with Go Fest.
Yeah.
So
I mean, unless they're oblivious to the news. I mean, like if you're not listening to this podcast at some point, which you should, but
I will say, like there was when I was going to propose to Julie, there was a few things that like I forgot. Like I had the ring in my pocket, and she's like, "Oh, what's this?" I said, "Oh, don't worry about that." And she was like, "Okay," but like looking back at it, she's like, "Bro, it should have been so obvious."
Now you gotta ask her. It's like when you gotta ask her now that if she actually knew about that point.
Oh, she didn't. She talked about it all the time. She's like, "Bro, it was so obvious, but I was not paying attention."
Oh my god! Well,
so she looks back at it and laughs like all the time.
It's like the hints were there, but you were just oblivious to them until then. Oh man, I love when things like that happen. In the end of the day, you're just trying to be as nonchalant as possible, and things like that. In the end of the day, so it makes sense in all regard. I feel like my computer's like doing some weird sounds now. Anyways, just take it the best of your advantage, guys. It is a wonderful, wonderful time, and hopefully your dreams come true in a love-struck motion.
Yeah, they give a little email to send it into. I'm sure the players that are like super on top of it and everything already sent some in. Who knows if they took them all already? But if you happen to be interested in, getting down on a knee and proposing to your significant other, they tell you to send the details of your love story and your engagement plans for Pokemon Go Fest 2025 Paris to player-stories at Niantic collabs, NianticLabs.com. Sorry. I thought that was weird. I was like, what is a collab?
All information about this will be on the blog post and the description below, so make sure you check them out when it comes out, so you guys will be fine. All right, well, it's as lovely as things sound when it comes down to things. There's something more important that a lot of players
more important than love?
To an extent. We got some other like big news about the game. So this is I don't know. It's gonna be a lot of controversy, but here's what we're gonna talk about. Okay,
it's the new boss.
No, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Okay, so I'm sure if you're in the internet, you probably heard this. We kind of actually came out literally a day after we podcast last week, so it was a little harder for us to get to that point. But since we're here, it is time to update some things about shadow raids and max battles. And from the image here, you can tell what it is. Prepare for battle as we continue to tackle the biggest challenges in Pokemon GO with your battle team and local community. Your new opportunities to call for backup are coming. Back then, that was spoofers. But anyways, updates to Pokemon GO's shadow raids and max battles. So, for shadow raids, starting with Crown Clash taking over, which it is the event that starts, I think, on the 13th, so that's actually tomorrow. Trainers can participate in shadow raids remotely with a remote pass. This change will remain in effect after the conclusion of the event, and shadow raids will count towards the daily limit of remote raids. Somehow did I call this like the very first time that when shadow raids actually came out? Didn't I say that this was going to become remoteable at some point?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, I told everybody, it's like, this is something that they're testing now to see if the community is interested in things like that. I'm sure they'll become remoteable eventually. If not, I mean, that's great too. I mean, in my opinion, it would have been great if they kept it. But honestly, shadow raids have really died down a lot, aside from just a couple of events here and there. So being able to remote them, it's great. I don't know if I waste a remote pass on a Shadow Rolls if I like to. I mean, I didn't mail one anyways. But it's just one of those things in anything. So, however, there's more information. Remote raid limits starting on May 13 at 11 a.m. T or whatever, Pacific time. The daily remote rate limit will be increased from 5 to 10. And this maximum may increase for special events, just like, the 20 per day or the unlimited for the Go Fest and things like that. Now, when they say 5 to 10, this is a permanent change. So now you can remote at least 10 times per day in that sense. Okay, that's good if you're really looking for what you're looking for. But hey, it is what it is. Max battle. So it started on May 19th, so another 6 days after this part. Before Gigantamax Machamp Max Battle Day, trainers will be able to join max battles remotely by using a remote pass and the usual amount of max particles. The ability to join max battles remotely will remain in effect after the conclusion of the event. Trainers who participate in max battles in person will earn more Premier Balls and experience than before. And the limit of particles trainers can hold will increase from 1,000 to 1,500. This maximum may increase for special events.
I saw that.
So there's a few things to uncover here. First and foremost, remotable max battles. Definitely a plus, since I know a lot of people are been waiting to actually do their first Gigantamax raid since the very beginning of this whole thing. Then, of course, it will remain into effect as after the event ends, so that's great. So that means that no matter what happens, you can still remote into other max battles, which is cool. Mm-hmm. Trainers who participate also in person will earn the extra Premier Balls and experience. I feel like they should actually add a little bit more incentive to that. Maybe a little more like extra large candy or things like that will allow you to really take advantage of the in-person part of things. And of course, the limit on the increase of max particles. That is a huge change. Thank God for that change, because we're really suffering to only be able to collect 1,000 per day or 800 per day and things like that. Actually, that they don't mention. They mention how much you can hold, but then they mention how much you can collect per day.
Oh, it still might be 800 then, huh?
That's an interesting thing, right? There is a remote Raid Pass bundle available now in the web store for $2.99 and all the shabam. Okay, so this is the biggest topic of today's podcast. It's the biggest topic that happened since the announcement of things. I want to hear your thoughts about this whole thing. Let's start with shadow raids. What do you think about having remotable shadow raids from here on out?
Shadow raids, I can see a lot more than max battles. Like for remote shadow raids, I feel like definitely kind of makes sense to have remotables into it. But it was kind of nice to have that exclusivity of like, oh, I had to be there. I wasn't able to get like any help from somebody, you know, across the world. But you know, I get it. Especially since, you know, personally, I haven't done like a lot of the 5-star shadow raids for a while. Just because, you know, having the gems and like the people necessary for it can be kind of tricky sometimes.
True.
But yeah, for that one, I can kind of understand it. So I don't mind it too much.
It's not bad. I feel like just like the other bonuses that we're getting for max battles, I mean, they technically do mention in a sense that if you do things in person, you get a little bit extra bonuses in the end of the day. But there's not a lot of incentive to be like, okay, do I want to do this shadow raid and waste a remote raid pass through my limit and things like that just to do, you know, a 1-star, 3-star, or even a 5-star shadow raid or things like that. If that shadow raid is good, I don't mind. But if it's like Regigigas, why?
You're not a fan of Shadow Shiny Regigigas?
I don't think I'm a fan of having to care about it, if anything. You know, it's like it's a little like here and there in the end of the day. So I don't know. Of course, we gotta talk about another aspect, which you know what? Let's go over this whole thing first, and then we'll get to it. So. Remote rate limit increased to 5 to 10. I think that's a plus in all its regard. It does feel like they're taking back a lot of like the hard, like rip off the bandage kind of deal when they put this limit. And even though it's not unlimited, it's still kind of be like, okay, after everything you did for the last year or so and given us the grief of actually having this limit added to the game. Mm-hmm. It feels like they're going back on their word, but at the same time, the only reason why I feel like it's this way is because they're literally, Niantic is like, we're just going to give you whatever the F you want to, because we're not going to care in the next few months after this. And it's we were starting to feel, I was starting to feel a little more of the community starting to pop up. Why do I have to repeat plops in my game right now? What the heck is going on? But yeah, it's what's your thoughts on that, Chris? I really think that there should be something that you would think about that
for the remote pass limit change.
Yeah,
I do like that it's not unlimited. I feel like having a barrier for money for that kind of thing, it can be kind of rough. Don't get me wrong, though. If you have a lot of raids in person, there's always going to be a little bit of a barrier where, you know, somebody that's able to drop like everything into the game is going to be able to get, you know, all the shundos and everything from raids, you know, barring that they have the time, energy, and just resources to like keep going around to all the raids. But the remotes make that a tiny bit easier for sure. But limiting it to 10, I feel like we're still kind of getting a little bit more of a barrier. But I know a lot of people have an issue with like how fast we can get extra large candy and stuff like that for certain Pokemon for Master League.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that you can put it away that it does help out a lot of the players. Plus, the ABs is different, but
I will say I am glad they're not making it unlimited though, because
true.
Like I don't know. I feel like it becomes an issue for people that are trying to save money, and I don't want to call it gambling, but
I mean, anything that we do in this game is gambling at this point. You're literally just paying $1 for most of the time getting a shiny if you want to, but that's
they're very careful with a lot of their wording.
Yeah,
to keep it. That's why it's a bonus challenge.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't even know if you care, but if you're listening to this podcast, I mean, and we're not saying it in the bad way, but in the same time, we are kind of like it kind of.
I will say it definitely helps
imply.
Keep a lot of people from spending a lot of.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, the limit might have increased, but the price is still there, and it's hefty. It's a hefty limit, or I'm sorry, hefty price for them. So I think I kind of made the math in the end of the day to actually how much you can do to do 5 remotes. So one remote raid pass right now is currently 195 coins. So that's $1.95 at least. Yeah, it's almost $2 worth. So if we do two, if I take out my handy calculator. It's 2 times 10. It's literally $20 per day. Okay, right? I'm right?
For remote passes,
at least it's $20 at least to do 10 remote passes per day. That's if you're doing that every single day, all 7 days. You're doing $140. You're dumping $140 per week just to do remotes. That's a lot of money. And if you multiply that within 52 weeks of the year, you're spending well over $7,000 in just remote passes alone. And that's not including the unlimited ones that we get per events or the 20 per events that we get every now and then.
Yeah.
So if you really want to spend that much money on remote passes just because you can, I mean, cool, you might be a millionaire, but at the same time, I don't want to spend that much money. Like, in all seriousness, today was the first day that I did a remote raid just because I was incentivized since I got the shiny Nidoqueen.
Yeah.
And that's because I still had the coins from previous, so I didn't have to buy anything. And at the same time, I just haven't been like, oh, somebody invites me to a raid. I was like, do I want to do this? Do I really want to spend the coins to do a remote right now? While I can use my remotes to get maybe more incubators or more free or more, regular passes for things, even max particles at this point. We have to really limit ourselves and how much we can spend in this game, and not think that it's going to be incredible. Like, yeah, when we had unlimited remote rates and there were $100 or 100 coins per pass or things like that, it made it a little bit easier to justify it just because it was the same price as a regular rate. So if you're spending that much if you were spending equal amount of money to do it in person, then why not just do it in remotely if you had the chance, But now that it's almost double that and the limits on it, even though there is a limit, that's still a lot of money. That is a lot of money to spend in this game, and I don't think anybody can really justify, if anything. Now, don't get me wrong, you could justify that I have spent enough money in this game already. I get it, but the way that it looks like, it's not worth the money that you're spending for this. So
yeah, I will say, I have always said, if you feel that the money you're spending is worth the happiness it brings, then that's good. Just something to keep in mind with the money we're spending on raiding.
Yeah.
In other news, the Pokemon Go web store has a remote raid pass bundle for $2.99 for 2 remote raid passes, guys. I just thought it was kind of funny when I scrolled down as we were talking about it.
Yeah, I know. Jesus. Yeah, I mean, whatever on that. I mean, yeah. And finally, of course, max battles. The ability to remotely max battle. Okay, so there's a lot of controversy that I'm hearing from players, both from the network and outside. And this is. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can get Chris back again, because I feel like he just really doesn't like being in stream half the time these days. I feel like we're gonna need to actually have a different way of doing things. So I do apologize for this. If I can get Chris back up and running again in just a second. Thank you very much for coming back, Chris.
Yeah, that was weird. I heard the noise like right after you're like, okay, let's get into this, and I was like,
I'll try to figure out another way that we can actually podcast without having this much issue. But anyhow, as I was mentioning, max battles, the community is a little bit divided on this. First and foremost, when max battles were introduced, and knowing that it was an in-person kind of thing, and you really need to go out and get the people together and be like, okay, let's go ahead and try to get this many people to really do this. We struggled to know how hard a max battle was going to be. We first thought it was going to be easy, then it was going to be hard, then you needed to really plan out your counters and things like that. So the struggles were there to help the community grow, because everybody had the same interest on playing this and knowing how to really play a max battle at weekend or at Gigantamax and things like that. So, and now that this is gonna it's gonna become remotable. I have mixed feelings. Now, I'm overjoyed for the people who are not able to go out and get 20 people, 40 people out together to be able to do a max battle or Gigantamax at this point. I know I'm privileged to say that I have a community that are interested to do this, and they're also wanting to, and we build the community. We have ambassador now. We have things that will allow us to really get to the point of choosing to be able to bring the community together. Even if they're there only for the first 3 or 4, and then, a quarter of them dropped out, and then we have whoever wants to stay left and run. We still have enough people to be able to do max battles like that, and those are great. Like I said, I'm privileged to say that this is amazing that I was able to build. We were able to build a community like this thanks to the friends and people who we talked to in the end of the day. I'm happy to hear that a lot of people are going to be able to coordinate, being able to go into Gigantamax Max Battle Day and be able to get their first ever max battle. Gigantamax or whatever they call it is in that. But at the same time, I feel like the struggles that we created, because we knew that we needed the people necessarily, it's gonna really die down now. It's
okay to make it a little bit easier, but making it so we can all do Dynamax battles from home is insane to me.
It just doesn't feel like the incentive it's big enough. It's like, yes, we get more experience, yes, we get more pre-rolls, which again, it hasn't been that easy to look at the screen and be like, do I want to spend the 200 coins just to get the extra double the balls to be able to catch this Gigantamax or something? It's like,
I will say, at least you have to go out and collect the particles.
That's true.
So
you're still able to.
They're giving you a little bit of a reason to still need to go out. So
yeah.
That's something.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time, whenever we have an event like this, you do have the ability to earn the particles a little bit easier. Mm-hmm. Like, I think you can walk like 0.5 and get the 300, 600 particles for the
they
next
do
one.
Have the max particle packs, though.
True. And that's the thing. It's like you'll also have to buy both the remote pass, which is already expensive as it is, and the max particles if you don't have the particles in there. So that's double the money at that point. Now, again, we already made the math when it comes down to remotes. Adding on to the max particles and able to do as many as you are allowed to, like the 20 that we have for the Gigantamax Machamp,
yeah,
you're probably already wasting your month's worth of allowance at that point for that reason. So,
Mom, can I get some more, please?
But yeah, the community is really divided for the sense that there are people who are wanting this since day one, or at least since day one of this mechanic, and there's the people who struggle and actually did the effort to bring the community together, know how to actually plan things out, and struggle to know how to be able to beat this in person and coordinate with the people around you. There's also a thing that somebody mentioned, and I think this was Ken from Lore Up. If you're in your home and then you just remotely into a max battle, you're not gonna be able to coordinate with anybody in there. You don't know if you're gonna have the shields. You don't know if you're gonna have the counters. You don't know if you're gonna have to heal. How are you gonna tell people? It's like, hey, what am I supposed to do? It's like, I don't know. You're not here. What am I supposed to tell you? Like, I mean, there has been some instances where the game has been a little bit easier to get things done, but imagine the legendary birds or legendary dogs. You can only do 4 people.
Yes.
How are you able to coordinate that much? Even though it's a smaller group, somebody just jumps in and you're like, oh, I was supposed to have other 4 people in here instead, and somebody jumps in and now you don't even have the ability to take down the legendary. That's how things are struggling. I feel like I'm happy and sad and struggle, and it's just a roller coaster of emotions right now. Just myself, in my own opinion, I feel like this is not something we could have. I think this is something we could have avoided if people were not as whiny as it was. I don't know. I just don't feel like one of the things, and somebody, and again, Ken from Lore Up, or even not Ken, Adam from Lore Up, the one person who's the happiest about this, it's actually sad about this change because he was actually happy about the struggles of getting people together to do the battles necessary. He wanted the whole thing to stay in, right, and at the same time to stay in person. He wanted so much for this to stay as the last bastion of real play for the outside world, to go outside and play. I don't know. Now he's a little bit disheartening. I mean, it's still, I think he has almost the same feelings that I do, that it's great for a lot of people, but at the same time, it's like, why? Why is it necessary? Remotes weren't even supposed to be a thing unless COVID was a thing. If COVID wasn't a thing, then I don't think we even got into this point. I don't know if we ever did. I don't know if we're in the right timeline. I don't know. The Sacred Timeline could be in another universe or something, but I don't know. I don't know. I have a lot of mixed feelings about this. I'll hand it to you now, Chris.
I mean, we'll see how it's implemented. I'm hoping, like, for what you were talking about with how some raids, like the birds and the dogs, you need 4 people to prevent people from, like, just random people hopping in trying to, get the stronger players to carry them. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it has that private feature that the other ones do, to keep, randos from hopping in. But I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they implement it well. Just, be safe. Have fun, but be mindful about everything.
Yeah.
But dude, we're gonna have so much popping up on the screen at all times for like invites and remoting in. Maybe the one way they could kind of help limit it a bit is if you can only remote to max battles on the screen, but I kind of doubt that.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be worldwide too. Yeah. I mean, it's remote. So it's what we already have in the end of the day. Yeah. One little thing that has been, I think, mentioned, and I don't know if this is a feature that I've been able to test out just because I really don't have the chance to, or if it's still in the testing period because I don't think I've seen it, is that you're able to, or at least it's been tested out, to schedule when do you want to hit a raid. So there is an option in the game, and I remember seeing it, and it just disappeared out of my timeline afterwards, is that you're able to hit the raid that is still, incubating, like the little egg, and be like, I want to schedule when to do this raid, and then invite people who want to actually do this raid with me.
Oh, on like a campfire?
No, in game.
What?
Mm-hmm. Again, Let me see if I can find this. Like it's like schedule remote raid battle. Yeah, I don't think.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, so I think it's in the mines, and I guess it is part of that. But back in January, there was something that was sorted in for an RSVP feature, like modifying the game to be able to actually schedule a raid or things like that in the end of the day. So schedule raids with your local community is similar to a lot of different things. So is it possible that it's also a nice little feature added to the game itself? Maybe. I mean, if you really want people to join you for a raid and it happens like that, but I don't know. I thought somebody said that it was live, but I haven't seen anybody really talk about it since. So
yeah,
I can't give you the full-on details just for that reason. So keep in mind on that. But again, to finalize this whole conversation, and I think we went a little bit too long, is that, at least in my opinion, I think it's both a good and a bad change, just because we were finally able to get the community together to start joining in for max battles, regular battles, weekends, and things like that. And then it's all out of the water again. People can just go ahead and just sit at home and get the shinies if necessarily. It's like, I don't know. I don't like it that way. I don't want to be the stickler on things, but honestly, I still say the remotes should be fully deleted from the game. Hot take. I'll make it a tweet. I'll make it a TikTok. I don't care. I stand on that hill, okay? I will stand on that hill until the end of time.
I definitely think they should be limited. I definitely think for sure they should be limited.
Yeah. Anyways. Final thoughts?
I think I pretty much said everything I wanted to say about
I think so too.
The stuff we talked about.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. If you guys want to continue joining the conversation, just join the Discord, and we'll definitely be talking about it more. I could go on for another hour if I wanted to.
Do it.
Yeah, no. People are going to kill me for this. All right, cool. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it on the news. I'm sure Niantic will probably drop biggest news tomorrow anyways, but that's just how our podcast goes in the end of the day. Let's do a quick PvP section. Get good, get wrecked. Here we go.
They're coming after you right now.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? We are in the Ultra League and Great League Remix. I definitely have not done any battles. Maybe during the Go Battle weekend or week that we have coming up pretty soon, I'll do a couple of battles here and there.
That's a good idea.
I did finish the time research, so my regular teachers. I can't say words anymore. Anyways, yeah, my life right now is on Pocket, and I've been trying to get to Masters again for this season. It's been a struggle for the last few weeks, just because I feel like I haven't gotten a deck that's been implemented well enough into the meta for me.
I feel like the meta is a lot tougher right now. I do like the look of that Snorlax deck, though.
Yeah, and I was trying it out for a while, but I just didn't feel like I had like a good grasp on it. It's so hard. You really have to think to be able to know how to manage your energy in between your Snorlax, Giratina, and even Froakie at that point, or Greninja. So, and at that point, if you manage it wrong or put an energy wrong in one place, then you're definitely not going to be able to win, because if your Snorlax is not attacking double the time with Berry and all this stuff, or if your Giratina is not power enough yet to be able to attack a couple of times before getting hit again, I was struggling a little bit on that. So I started trying out new decks, and I actually settled on one. This is an old deck from the previous season, actually, that didn't have too much great play with the meta currently. But because of the introduction of rare candy into the Pokemon Pockets game, it has actually gone up in a good sense, because I can definitely just turn to one-shot something if I have the right cards in my deck. And this is the Arceus, Carnivine, and Crobat Spirit Link.
Oh.
Basically, you want to have Carnivine starting out. you want to have an Arceus or an Arceus EX in your bench, and then be able to either go first to be able to evolve your Zubat into a Crobat either turn 2 at that point, and hit most of the meta for 80 damage on turn 2. Mostly because if you have Arceus with Spirit Link and with Carnivine and Crobat, Carnivine gets an extra boost of 30 damage from the initial 20 that he attacks, so it's 50 damage per attack. And then Crobat does 30 damage just by activating his ability thanks to Arceus being on the field. So that's 80 damage in total, and then you just power up or whatchamacallit, you just power up your Arceus for the final hit, and the final hits alone at the end of the day. It has actually gotten me closer to rank to Ultra 4 at this point. It started at Ultra T, and I've been going up and down for the last few weeks, but I'm getting closer to
that's
it.
That's one of the reasons I'm so scared of Snorlax, is because, you know, you can pull a berry like round 2 or 3.
But that's the thing. Most of the Pokemons in my deck right now, they have enough energy, or I'm sorry, enough HP to be able to survive at least one attack.
Survive a Snorlax.
Aside from the Carnivine, because the Carnivine does have 80. Yes. With the cape, it could be 100. Actually, I could be running a leaf cape too.
Yeah, Leaf Guard.
The leaf cape.
Leaf cape.
Yeah, it gets you plus 30 instead of plus 20.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one, but it is only specifically for Carnivine, and I feel like it doesn't fit in the deck too well. I mean, I could run it as a one-off, but I'm already running a regular cape as a one-off anyway, so... And that hits everything, so that's a different story altogether. But yeah, that's the deck that I'm using. I was using a Solgaleo Skarmory deck for a long time, and it wasn't working well until it didn't, mostly because Skarmory is weak to Oricorio. The damn little yellow bird that just that hits everything. So I just couldn't have a really good matchup. See, even if I were to have a good percentage, I just wasn't able to capitalize on the battles out there. So I don't know. Have you been running anything good so far, or just been trying out some things?
Just the Solgaleo, like the typical Solgaleo Skarmory deck. Because I'm always terrified I'm going to run into Oricorio.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you can beat it with the typical Giratina Darkrai and stuff like that. It's just so much trickier, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, Cyrus and Sabrina definitely help you take out those Oricorio that way. But dude, I get so annoyed.
Yeah, it's been like that. So hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully the beta does develop a little more. But there's a lot of decks that could actually do really well, if not the opportunity. I'm still going against a lot of Giratina Darkrai decks, but I've been able to manage. Just recently, before this podcast, I actually was able to beat down on on one that was like, doing his usual shenanigans. And the only biggest problem that I'm having right now is that everybody's running Hand Disruption, which is either Red Car, which hasn't seen play since forever, and then Mars, which is, of course, another ability to just disturb your hand completely if necessary. So it's everybody's just like, oh, we're just gonna disrupt your hand and then change your hand, and even if you have the perfect hand, like Red card first turn, I'm like, come on, yo, let's like at least let me draw a card before you red card me for no reason. But most of the time it kind of just like they win the game that way. So I don't know. I'm able to capitalize some way sometimes, but that depends on a lot of factors. All right, well, that's your one last minute news of Pocket, because I'm also excited about that game anyways. So
Pokemon cards, yeah.
Oh, digital ones, because I really don't know if I can actually do reg ones anymore.
Nah, you won't find them anymore.
Yeah, not in this era. Not in this era. Anyways, thank you so much for listening, everybody. We really appreciate it. Make sure you check us out in any of our service fees or podcast fees or anything between Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Amazon Music, and any other places. Yes, I think I messed up this time. Join us on our Discord. If anything, you can also follow our social media. Myself at Purelighter, Chris PKMN Trigger, please with a C at the end. Purify Podcast for anything Pokemon Go related. Yes. And then email us anything, purifypodcast@gmail.com. And then make sure you can, go to patreon.com/Pokemon Professor for anything related to the network. So thank you. All right. With that being said, Chris, take us away for the night.
All right. Hope you guys had a fantastic week with us. We got a lot to look forward to. Get out there, get your Shadow Dialgas, using the special research out there. And we'll catch you guys next week with even more Pokemon Go goodness. We're definitely going to be out there getting those Shadow Regigigas. So we'll see what's happening. Let us know what you guys think about the new changes to remotes. Good, bad, ugly. And yeah, catch you guys next time. Peace out, guys.
Keep purifying them, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week.